Today, in this video, I want to talk about herd immunity. I want to talk about something that everyone is going to agree on, no matter what side you're on, or at least should agree on. So, I'm going to dig into this topic. Before I get into it, I just want to preface that I'm not some doctor, some nurse, anyone with a fancy title, naturopath, whatever you want to call it. I'm not any of those things. In fact, I'm not even going to give my name because it really doesn't matter here. I'm just here to present just some obvious information and obvious goals that we're all trying to achieve here, right? And herd immunity is something that we can all agree on, right? We all in the middle of a pandemic where people are getting sick with a new kind of unknown virus that we haven't seen before. We all want it just to go away. And how does that go away? Well, through herd immunity, where people become immune as a collective, right? And there's two ways to become immune. So, one, you have the natural way. So, you get exposed in real life, in the real world, to the virus. And guess what? You may or may not develop symptoms. So, what we're seeing in this certain strain of this virus is that some people have very extreme symptoms, some people have zero symptoms, right? So, there's this huge spectrum. But as long as you overcome that, your body now has antibodies and builds immunity to that virus. So, that's one way. And the other way is through more artificial immunity in the sense of a vaccine. So that's kind of the hot topic right now because it is now available, being made worldwide, and people have questions and people are kind of having an argument about this. And let me just say, I am not here to preach pro or anti anything, especially pro or anti vaccine here. I'm here because I'm a little confused as to why people are kind of yelling at each other in this space. Because if you really boil it down to the common goal, which is herd immunity, right? Whether you're pro or anti anything, masks, whatever, if both sides go on their own path without paying attention to the other side, they will all achieve that goal in terms of reaching herd immunity. And how does that work? Well, let's look at the natural side of things. Okay, so the people that do not want to get injected with anything, they are choosing the natural path. And what does that mean? Those are the people that don't want to wear masks. Those are the people that don't want to quarantine. They're the ones that really don't have a fear of kind of the consequences of getting exposed to it. And therefore, one, they'll have less stress about it, which means it will hopefully perform better in their body because we know from a scientific setting that stress can alter, your immune system, right? It taxes your immune system, just the stress and fear of it, right? So people that have that less fear component, they're going out in the real world, getting exposed to it because they're not wearing masks, right? So if it's only those people that are getting exposed to it in a natural way, then whatever happens is natural selection, right? And so those people, the ones that are left, right, in this scenario, will be the ones who have contracted the virus and overcome it. And therefore, they are a part of the herd immunity. And while this community is doing their thing, right, they are out in the wild just like nothing changed. The other side of the spectrum is the people that want to be safe in terms of more exaggerated measures. They don't want to be exposed to the virus. So they are wearing the face mask. They are quarantining. They are waiting for the vaccine, right? And so those people, they should be very diligent in that path in terms of what that means is they're going to stay at home. They're not going to interact with the natural herd immunity group, right? So, if that's the case, like, why are y'all yelling at each other? I don't understand. Like, I just see this debate happening amongst friends, amongst politicians, like amongst like all the sides. And it's really like, if y'all stay in your lane, herd immunity will be achieved. And for anyone that's considering, I've had friends that are kind of on the fence of what do I do now that the vaccine's available? What they're kind of on the fence on what to do. And so what I chose for myself was, well, if herd immunity is achieved in two ways, and on the World Health Organization, I'll put an image that shows it's two ways. The first step would be, have you been exposed to it already? And do you have the antibodies? If that's the case, then to me, in my opinion, it's not as necessary to get the vaccine. So therefore, you've already developed that immunity, you overcame it, and maybe you didn't even know you overcame it. So it was pretty harmless for you in that instance. And therefore, you have the antibodies. To give you an example, my brother, right? I have a family member who, before the pandemic even became a thing, January, before everything kind of broke loose, he had it and he was living with us. And so he got exposed. We didn't know what it was. And he was really sick and none of us got it. We were all living together. I was here with my two kids and my 80-year-old dad and my mom who's 70. Like, none of us got sick, but we take really good care of our health. We have food protocol, we have supplement protocol, we have like biohacking tools, like grade 2 medical device in our house. Like, we're super hardcore healthy. So it's understandable why we didn't get crazy exposed or whatever. But he tested this year. So this is like over a year later, and it confirmed he did have the antibodies. And so they've lasted over a year. And the question with the natural immunity is we're not quite sure how long these antibodies last. So that would be the only objection, I guess, to somebody against the natural side. But if there's any doubt, you can always get tested. And if they're present, you're covered. And that's really it. So I guess I'm posing a question. Why is there kind of this debate? Right? Like, I feel like if everybody kind of laid off each other and focused on their path that they want to take and not worry about whether someone's wearing a mask or not, like, I feel like the people that are really concerned should kind of dial it back and have stuff delivered and really apply to the whole quarantine concept. And those that are, want to be out in the wild, let them be out in the wild and let nature take its course. So that's my unique take on this. I haven't heard anyone really saying that, like, both of y'all are right. Okay. There's really no wrong path here. And in terms of as long as you guys are staying the course. And so, yeah, that's all I want to say. So, knowing this, what do you guys think? Am I missing a point here? I just kind of wanted to get this out here because it's something that I feel helps people make this decision, right? Where they're wondering what to do. And when I have family members trying to pressure my mom into getting the vaccine, which again, it's her choice, what she wants to do with her, in this situation. But she's decided to first get tested for antibodies because we are pretty sure we've all been exposed to it on multiple occasions, yet we've come out unscathed, right? So if that's the case, we probably have antibodies or have, some type of immune system that's able to really combat this. So if that's the case, we wouldn't want to mess with our immune system in this scenario because it's pointless because our body is already handling it. So yeah, that's really my discussion and hope someone found this helpful. If you have more questions you want to pose, if you thought I missed a certain perspective on this, feel free to share with me in the comments or wherever I end up posting this. So hope you all have a wonderful and blessed day. Thanks for watching. Bye.